When the recession hit cities across the nation, Las Cruces felt the brunt of rising unemployment and cutbacks in business expansion and economic growth. 7 years later, while many cities have returned to pre-recession conditions, New Mexico State University professor of economics Jim Peach says Las Cruces still hasn't bounced back. Peach says it's largely due to the city's dependence on government jobs that were slashed and haven't returned.
All of that is either government, direct government expenditure, or highly subsidized by the government in case of health care. That hasn't been a growth industry for many, many years.
This is not only a problem in Las Cruces, it's also a challenge across New Mexico, where job growth has nearly flatlined. The top Las Cruces employers are New Mexico State University, White Sands Missile Range, and Las Cruces Public Schools. In fact, Memorial Medical Center is the city's only private employer among the top 8. Peach says for Las Cruces to attract industries and companies that are generating jobs in the current economic environment will mean overcoming a diverse range of challenges. Las Cruces has been reaching out to major companies to allure them to move here or expand, and this has had some success. City Councillor Nathan Small participated in a collaboration that brought Franco Whole Foods, a food processing facility, to Las Cruces, along with 160 new jobs.
The local incentives as well as the state incentives that were offered were an important part of their decision to come here.
Gotcha.
Now, after they come, of course, these incentives, there's clawbacks and other provisions that ensure, and sometimes companies perhaps look at them and choose not to take advantage of them.
Despite the occasional success, Peach says the approach often turns into a race to the bottom, a bidding war between different cities and states offering tax breaks and incentives.
It's not the first thing that corporations look for when they look for a place to locate.
What is?
Well, these days, what they typically look for first is a workforce that can do the job.
Peach says the quality of the workforce is directly linked to the quality of education and economic prosperity, and he says Las Cruces is faring poorly in those areas. Though education policy is governed on a state level, City Councillor Nathan Small has worked extensively on initiatives like a job-to-career boot camp to fortify the pipeline between education and employment. Small says programs like that allow Las Cruces to better capitalize on skilled labor opportunities coming from developments like the Santa Teresa Intermodal Facility.
We need to highlight and build from those blocks, and realizing that investment in our citizens is the only thing that's going to make us attractive, keep us attractive, make us more attractive.
Small's colleague and Mayor Pro Tem and City Councillor Greg Smith is working on another initiative designed to improve economic development and efforts that enhance the city's culture and environment. One project involves building a plaza downtown.
For a long time, Las Cruces hasn't done a very good job of establishing itself as having its own character. And so we have sort of tried to be like other places, or we've tried to be something that we're not, or we've just simply floundered without a sense of our place. And so what I have felt is important about our downtown and our downtown plaza, some of those kinds of efforts, is what do we do to help establish that sense that, you know, there are things here. There's been a cultural presence here for at least 500 years. There have been, there are historical things, there are archaeological things, there are paleontological things here, there's certainly nature. And so there's a lot going on here. We haven't really coalesced that into a message.
But how does architecture and redevelopment boost economic opportunity? Peach says things like the farmers market and a nice downtown contribute to a quality of life, key for attracting and retaining high-skilled workers, entrepreneurs and innovators.
The kinds of things that make this an attractive place to live, even the hike and bike trails that are slowly growing in Las Cruces, that's a really good thing. People expect that in a modern city. You can do all those kinds of things, and we've been doing some of that. This is a very different place than it was 30 years ago.
Peach says Las Cruces could still be doing a lot more to take advantage of existing opportunities, like the transfer of university research into the market and improving roads and infrastructure catering to new development. For KRWG, I'm Simon Thompson.